I'm Duff, back in the middle of nowhere, and it's for the weeks of the summer. So the Mustang, you know, I'm supposed to have that on, but I didn't finish this. Okay, you can see how it's a lot of cutting to do. I don't know if you can see it. Here, let's just get under there. Right in the butt. Oh, goddamn. Alright. Move the grinder out of the way. So I've got to do this one flush up like this. Okay, so you can see that's the MIG welder. It doesn't really do the greatest, but I've got to clean all this up. So I take the grinding wheel and just clean all that up and then paint it. And I got to make plate extension. So basically just sheet metal, that stuff over there, on there. This one's worse, but yeah, there's nothing really left of this. I'll have to make a heavy steel plate sheet on this side here because you can see there's nothing left of that. God damn it. There we go. This could be some fun. I'll have to pull this out. Get the camera lighting to work. There we go. Yeah, pull out the bottom plate. This back here, the pinky where I'm touching, and get that done. Duff, stay in the yard. I gotta, hopefully I want this on its own wheels. So that'll be those bags that are underneath that gas tank. That's the gas tank right there. You can't even see them. Let's see, can you see them from there? Yeah. They're under there. But in order to do that, I have to put the drums on. I might even have to make some custom spacers, because the way it hits, the tires will hit on the side of the leaf springs. And that's no good. Just as I was worried about. So you can see this part is just dangling. I think it might be like supposed to be right there. So I got a slight problem. Or it was supposed to be there. Yeah, like that. Now, there isn't much metal to work with here. As you can see, like, that's toast. This whole fucking side is pretty bad. So I got, in order for me to do the underside and all this other shit here, I have to do the sheet metal up top first. Just so I have something to weld with. Like even this shit. Like that. Fucking more crap. Gone. So she's getting pretty good. Just trying to get the fucking cut lighting. You know, the sun is so bright out. It's a nice day. But this is getting bad. Everything out, but it's cleaned. I can technically put in the frame rail right like that. But it's better I got a phone call. Sheet metal. Right there. Nothing too fancy. Don't hit the car. Yeah, she's a little rusty. It's been sitting down there for a while. So here's how we gotta do it. Move the creeper out of the way. Let's do it this way. Oh, it's big as the gas tank. Okay, so I gotta take. Oh, gotta be careful. I don't really want that to fall off and go somewhere, and the next thing you know, I don't have a place to weld. I might have to put a plate up there as well. I do have plate steel. So, all here has to get covered, okay? See the length, the height. Probably, let's try it this way. Oh yeah, there we go. Because I only need to go up to about here. Technically. So if you look at this, where that goes, that gives me that distance. Okay. But what I also want to do is go under and see, well, I'll move the light out of the way because it's pretty bright. So all this here has to get down. So I want to make that come down. So what that is I got to fold the sheet metal down. So cut around here, go down in, and it's on an angle because that's how a fender goes. It goes on towards the angle contours of the tire. There, if you can see what I'm talking about. Just that way, it's all good to go. And what I will be doing is making it go down to the lip. Just enough there, but I will be going around this, because this here, that's still pretty sturdy. It's all pretty sturdy except for the back sides. So in reality, I don't have to. Well, there's all this black tar rubber shit. Here, I get another tool out. And just, oh, that was easy. Okay, so I got that cleaned up, all that there. Like, you're gonna have to like get all this because like grinder dust and shit like that, because it's got to get ready to weld. I'm doing that today. My plan is to have this back on its wheels today. That is the job. It's most likely what the name is too. But you can see how there's the weld spots here. Get really close, see all those little things. I have to make that work, because these frame rails are basically, it's added support, but it's also one of those, that's my guide to where I need the frame, or the new frame rail. Alright, so what you have here, this is basically this, the template, drawn out, just small, because it's easier. So that's the top plate that your frame rail goes on, the bend that goes towards the gas tank, and the fold that goes down on the other side of the shock. And yeah, so this goes around, that's this, okay, and then down there, that's this. This is a 9-inch length. The fold to the bottom of that length is an 8-inch. Okay, this is a 13-inch long length going towards the back, which goes from, so 8 far and then tapers up to a 6, because remember how the fender angles upwards. And then this is a 6-inch. Okay, that's for the rear valence. Okay, now that goes from a 6-inch all the way to a 4.5-inch, and it's a 6-inch long there. This is a 21-inch long all the way across. This here, okay, this plate going across, that's only 10.5 inches for the driver's side, and for the for the passenger side and for the driver's side, it's 9 inches. It's the only difference. Everything else is the exact same, except for the distance across. So you just minus off 1.5 inches. Okay, this here, this is the block that's for your what the fuck is that? Bumper, your bumper mounting support. Okay, it is 5 inches from the outside, and it's 4 inches from there, from the inside on this side. You'll have to measure there. I'm thinking, taking a look, it's actually just 1 inch off, so take off 1 inch, so it would be a 5 and a 3, and that is 6 inches from the back. Okay, so the back to the front of this piece here, that's 6 inches. So remember to cut that out too. For this here, whether you choose to keep it on yours, I'm keeping it on mine because that's stability right now, because there's, as you can see, there's nothing. Okay, that is your little lowdown on that. One problem you'd be thinking is, how are you going to get that freaking bend in here, all that's cut out? And you don't want to mess up your 1 sheet of metal. Yeah, I'm over there using aluminum rods as my measuring everything. Well, cardboard is cheap. You just cut it out and you just make it work. See, I don't mind having a hole here, so if I cut it in, I know I can come in and, like, it's so close with my finger, I could probably just make it work. So I know if the angle is that, and I just match that up over here. So that would be the angle. Pretty simple. And cardboard is cheap, so you don't have to worry. If you mess up, grab another freaking thing of cardboard or paper or whatever. Cardboard is easiest because it's got more structure and then better. Hi, Taff. So this is what it's at right now. I had modified mine, the backside, to be a 3. There's your angle. This is technically 6 inches from the end. That's 8 inches. That's a 9er, and this is a 13. And this is like from the 4.5, it would have been 5 for some reason. Something messed up. I don't know. So if you are missing this whole piece, you're gonna have to really measure what that is. I measured 4.5 from the bottom plate, but I do have a slight dent. Somebody had damaged that, so I got to tap that out before putting this in. But I have the full plate underneath on the other side. It's just missing a tiny bit on here, as you've seen. It's not missing a whole lot. That side, driver's side, and you want to know something else? Flip over the template. Look at that. So you make one for one side, they are identical, just flip it over. Obviously the only difference is the inch difference. Always double check measurements. Don't just like, hey, yeah, it'll flip it over. No. So what I'm going to do first is cut out all of this here. Okay, this actually tapers off. That here, that tapers towards the inside of the car. So I just bring it over a little bit, and I can easily just cut out slices if I need to. The key thing is this, and then this dotted line here. That's gonna, or dotted line. That big line here. That's the fold. That's the 21, and it's actually 21.5, not 21. So the bend. This will be the first thing to do. Cut all this crap off, and then bend that. Do not bend this, because some reason I measured up here from the top over to the one side, and it said it was 5 3/4 or 5.5. I was like, so that's this distance here is 5 3/4 or 5.5 at the top of my cardboard. The distance that was there. Don't bend that. So see where that lines up with the fold. Once you bend all that in, because you got to remember, this is going to bend in. I'm going to need to do a little slight cut in here, okay? And that is for this, because this goes past it, and I'm not cutting that out. I'm not going to mess with the inner fender of the, and I got to cut out this piece. So that's here somewhere. But I can mock set it up with the height going up and whatever. That's what I got to look for again. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's not bent, but took the grinder, just go across on there. Don't cut from the edge. Okay, never cut from the edge. Start from the middle of the line and on the outside of the line. Give yourself some extra room, and then cut spots. Cut all the way almost to where you're done, but leave the edges. Always leave the edges, so that way you're going through it and you can't just like, it's not going to flop down and fucking bend on you. And the other thing is, go along the other side of the edge once you're done with the grinder and just get it clean. It's how much professionalism you want, and I don't really like dealing with razor sharp grinding or steel from the grinder, so keep it clean. Now I just got to bend this thing. So bending that is going to be a pain. I'm thinking I'm going to have to bend it on this. Just going to take my ball peen hammer and tap on the back side over the edge, stand on it on the one side. So now it's a matter of just getting it lined up, and then I stand on it and I'll peen it.